What's up people, how are we doing today? This is Mark, the iCloud helper, coming to you from Cardiff City. So I got some new content for you folks with some good news with regards to the iCloud activation lock on the T2 MacBooks. So basically the good news is the latest Bridge 9.6 macOS SEQUOIA 15.6 has now been fixed, and I'm going to show you in clear detail how to do a full untethered bypass on your T2 iCloud locked MacBook. So step number one, as you can see, the Mac is iCloud locked. Obviously the locked Mac is your target Mac, the user Mac is your host Mac. So the first thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to update the Bridge operating system. To do that, what you need to do on your host Mac is download an app called Apple Configurator. But first things first, what we do is the cable, USB-C to USB-C. Make sure each computer, make sure it's the second port down on each computer, okay? So not the one at the top, second one down, each computer, right? So on the host Mac, I'll show you now. Okay, let's go. Basically just you can download it from the Mac App Store, and this is it, Apple Configurator. What you want to do is basically, to start off, you need to put your locked Mac in a DFU state. Okay, so to do that, you want to press power, right shift, option, control. You want to press these four keys at exactly the same time. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as you can see on the host Mac, you have Apple Configurator is in a DFU state. So all you want to do is click the box, the DFU box, go here, go Actions, select Restore, and let's restore. So it basically restores it wipes the entire Mac completely. It restores the entire thing back to factory settings, and it also updates the Bridge operating system. So for those of you who don't know much about T2 MacBooks, they have a Bridge operating system as well as a Mac operating system. And Apple Configurator updates both basically. So we're going to let it restore now. And it's a brilliant bypass as well, fully untethered. All features working, everything's activated. Also, be sure to check out my previous video on the A12 Plus, as the service is back but without signal. There are a few troubleshooting problems with the iServices at the moment, but you are able to sign into iCloud on there, on the A12 Plus, and use the App Store, Siri, etc. But the team currently at this moment are working on a fix for iMessage, FaceTime, and Apple Pay. Just thought I'd update you on that. You can be sure to check it out. I'll leave a link to that specific video in the description below this video. You can't miss it. Okay, so now the Mac has been restored. When you see a padlock on there, it indicates that the target Mac is now in a recovery state. So we no longer need Apple Configurator. We are done with that. Next thing we want to do is go into your browser and you want to search for this website here. It's called IREMOVE.tools. Okay, IREMOVE.tools. This is the website. Amazing developers, plenty of services for iCloud, MDM remote management, EFI firmware locks, basically just like Checkmate. So yeah, so IREMOVE tools, Checkmate, top-notch developers. Right, this is the one we want. Find my Mac activation lock bypass software. Click on that. And no, it's not available for Windows. Before you ask, I get a lot of those comments about, is it available for Windows? Nope, macOS only, amigos. macOS only. So yeah, just click the download link, simply download, straightforward process. Go. Straightforward installation and done. Close that, move to the bin. Okay. So at this stage, what we want to do, as we've now downloaded the software, either go into Finder, Applications, or head over to your Launchpad. You'll find it here. There it is. So connect locked macOS device into DFU mode to host macOS computer. Okay, and as you can see with the symbols of the ports where the cable got to be, for this exactly the same like I showed you at the beginning when restoring through Apple Configurator. So I'll just put that by there. Glide that across. So I'll move to that now. So the main thing you want to do again, basically power, right shift, option, control. So press these 4 keys at the same time. And on the software, you'll see a spinning globe when it's in a DFU state. There we go. As you can see, it's now in DFU, stage 1 in progress. It'll then say stage 2, and then the box will pop up to show that it's compatible. Sometimes you'll get a red line where the exploit has failed. Don't panic if that happens. Just close the program and reopen it and do it again. Okay, so there we go. Congratulations, your device is supported. Once payment has been made, your serial number will be added to the Access database and you will be able to use the software immediately. So at this stage, just click Order macOS iCloud Bypass, and here you are presented with the order form, and the price has gone down a lot, $50 US. So IREMOVE tools and Checkmate, $50 US, and yeah, it's fully untethered for that price as well. So what you want to do, put your name there, put in your email address, and put in my promo code iCloudHelper029 to get yourself a discount off. Okay, people, apply the promo code. As you can see, you get yourself a discount. So select your payments, what you want to use. So let's see what we got. So we've got credit cards, Bitcoin, Z3X credits, USDT, which is United States dollar tether. Up to you which one you want to choose. So in my case, I'll choose credit card, which it says credit card, but you can be debit card as well. You get the picture. And then basically click accept agreement and then click buy now. You'll then be presented with the checkout page. You simply go through the checkout. So I'm going to go through the checkout right now. And I'm going to be right back with you folks. Okay, so once you've gone through the checkout, simply close the page or minimize it. And if the target Mac jumps out of DFU, put it back in a DFU state again. And basically you're good to go. You've made the purchase and simply click start and it'll progress to do the bypass. As you can see clearly, Bridge version 9.6, which of course is SEQUOIA 15.6. And now let's start the bypass. There we go, it was really quick. Successful bypass, all done, fully untethered. So be sure to review their company, leave some good feedback, some good reviews, and yeah, take it from there. So at this stage, we no longer need the host Mac. Our primary focus now is the target Mac, okay? So on the target Mac, I'm going to show you the best key combination to use. So you've got a choice. You could press power, command and R. When it goes to the macOS recovery, it will bring up the default macOS, in which case you can install that and then you're in the device and you can update OTA. That's okay. However, that can cause problems, which I'll get to later on in the video. So my personal recommendation is to press power and command option plus R. If you press power, command option and R, when going to the macOS recovery, what it's going to do is it's going to go to the latest macOS, which of course is going to be SEQUOIA. So that's what I'm going to do now. So remember, you press power, so press and then hold command option and R. Hold these three keys and you know it's fully bypassed when you hear the chime. Or as some of you call it, the dong. Right, so at this stage, very straightforward. Choose your network. This is where you connect to your Wi-Fi. So I'm going to connect to the Wi-Fi now, and then once the internet recovery process is done, doesn't take long. In some cases, you might get errors where it fails. Just keep trying and you'll end up getting there in the end. Okay, people. So once the internet recovery is finished, you now enter into the macOS recovery. Here's the next steps of what to do. What you want to do is click Disk Utility and click Continue. Now, what I need to point out is, at this stage, make sure your Mac is connected to Wi-Fi and make sure your Mac is on charge as well. On Disk Utility, click View, go to Show All Devices. Select this one at the very top. Over here now, Erase. Now, it states Untitled. You can change the name if you want, but I'll leave mine as Untitled for now. The format needs to be APFS and the scheme needs to be GUID partition map. At this stage, we want to go ahead and erase Bingo. So once the SSD has been erased, click done. Now we can close this. At this stage, click reinstall macOS SEQUOIA. Click continue. This will take some time. Contingent upon your strength of your Wi-Fi. If you've got fiber optic, it'll be quite quick. If you've got standard Wi-Fi, it could take maybe 2 hours, give or take. But once the installation's complete, either way, it'll be done. Doesn't matter, you know, what kind of bandwidth you've got. Here we go. At this stage, simply click agree and confirm. And now we're going to select the drive and we're going to click continue. Now, if you went straight to this, to the macOS, without erasing the disk in disk utility, there would be no disk available for you to select it. See what I mean? So you have to erase the disk in disk utility, enabling it to be shown here, enabling you to install it. So let's click continue and crack on with the installation. See, so like it says, about 2 hours and 54 minutes. Obviously it's not going to take that long. It'll probably take about an hour in my case, give or take. But once the macOS is done, we're going to go, it'll go straight to the beginning of the setup page. Okay, macOS is installed and we are now at the setup. Just quickly go through the setup, connect to Wi-Fi in a sec. Continue. Here we go. So just put in a name. So I'm just going to put user and password. Just obviously you set your own name and password. You can click the allow computer account password if you want, or have a hint, etc. And continue so it can create your Mac account. So everything works on it, fully activated. Touch bar works as well, as you can see. Obviously that wouldn't be the case if you've got a MacBook Air, but okay. And bingo, welcome to Mac. And we are done. So just to show you, by going into settings, under about, As you can clearly see, macOS SEQUOIA 15.6. So just zoom in there just to confirm you can see it. 15.6, clear as day. So what I'll do now is, to show you that it's fully untethered, I'm going to basically hold down the power button. I'm going to shut it off manually, okay? Power it back on. And there you go, people. You have a fully untethered T2 MacBook. Everything works, sign into iCloud. All features are working. Everything is perfect, basically. So there we go. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, and I'd like to point this out, why I mentioned about using Command Option and R to get the latest macOS, because using Command and R will bring up the default macOS, which is the macOS that it originally came out on. In which case, if you're using a 2020 or a late 2019, it'll be Catalina. Early 2019, late 2018 will be Mojave, and then early 2018, High Sierra. Now, if you use that, you can update for now OTA in settings, and yes, it'll work. However, when the patch comes in, not if, when the patch comes in, if you haven't updated it and you go in on the default beforehand, you won't be able to update it. So the best thing to do is basically go on software update. You want to basically turn them all off, okay? Turn them off. So your updates are off. Okay. As you can see, the Mac's up to date, obviously, because it's on the latest 15.6. So, very important. When doing the bypass at the beginning, don't use Command R, use Command Option and R, so you can go straight to the latest macOS and then stay there and just basically turn the updates off. So I'd like to give a massive shout out to IREMOVE Tools and Checkmate for bringing out the software, enabling us, the people, to bypass it. I'd also like to give a big shout out to all other developers, other iCloud developers that have done a lot of hard work to make it happen for iCloud T2 remote management for MacBooks, whether it's Silicon T2, the A12 Plus service, iCloud bypass. There's a link for that below in the video. There's also other video links of mine from my channel below. Be sure to check them out. So whether it's MDM for MacBooks, iCloud for MacBooks, A12 Plus service, which is up and running currently. And yeah, I got a lot of content on my channel, folks, and I got loads more to come. I'd like to give a major shout out to Just A Tech and the HFZ team as well for their hard work and their efforts. Really appreciate it. If you find this video has helped, smash that like. Be sure to subscribe, share it far, share it wide, people. And thank you for your time. This is Mark, the iCloud helper, coming to you from Cardiff City. Bye for now, my friends. Bye for now.